To die is to find eternal sanctuary.
Welcome to Gaming for Immersion, and today I want to talk about a couple of the things about Total War Warhammer 3 that really appeal to me the most. The first is that it is a highly stylistic and thematic game with really unique personalities and characters for the different legendary lords that you can play. And the second is the sandbox nature of Immortal Empires, which basically allows you to turn a campaign into anything that you want it to become. And when I come across mods that take advantage of both of these features and expand upon them, I get really excited. And so that's what I want to talk to you about a little bit today, are two mods that at this point I consider to be must-have mods for players of Warhammer 3 who really appreciate immersion. The first is Victory Conditions Overhaul, and the second is Legendary Lore. And so what I'd like to do is take just a couple of minutes to go over the two of these as succinctly as possible, because I want to be respectful of your time, but at the same time I want to give you enough of a taste of them to see what they do and how they can add value to your game. The first thing you'll notice when you have this mod loaded in is this right here. You can see there's a little indication here, improved victory objectives. So you can already see all the different factions have some indication here that at least one of their lords, legendary lords, has improved victory conditions. Now, some of them only have partial, so I should say some factions only have some of the legendary lords with improved victory conditions, but I'm pretty sure that he's working on adding them to all of the different legendary lords for each of the different races. So that is, of course, something that you can look forward to. Obviously, there's way too many of them for me to show all of them in this one video, but I'm going to pick a few of them out and show those off. Alright, so here we are with Astrogoth, and first thing to take a look at here is the victory conditions, and you can see Route 1, Beneath a Steel Sky. Basically, maintain control of the following 7 provinces, either through direct ownership or through vassals and military allies. You know the routine. So we've got Route 1 there. We've got Route 2. This is the culling. Destroy the following factions. Oh, I should probably have pointed out here. Some of them give this dilemma that will offer a choice between powerful rewards. Campaign victory. This just gives you, doesn't give you a dilemma. Instead, it gives you some benefits here. Route 3 is, again, some direct benefits. Control at least 4 of the following regions, either by direct ownership or through vassals and military allies. So here you go. You got, and then of course the domination victory. So you've got different options here. Now, obviously, I haven't gone through all of them, but I like the idea of these being much more thematic. Basically, it's not always going to be about world domination, but rather it's going to be some objectives that are appropriate for the faction that you're playing. I just think it's a really great idea to kind of customize your campaign to be something other than just, you know, gobble up as much territory as possible wherever it's easiest. So that's what I really like about it. Here we are in a Mazda Mundi campaign and taking a look at his victory conditions. We have Route 1, A New Dawn. After centuries of contemplation, the great Mazda Mundi has fully bestirred himself, shaking off the lethargy that has afflicted so many of his kind. He seeks to restore the fractured geomantic web and unite all the lizardmen under his sunburst standard. To do so, the war hosts of the Solar City will have to conquer or pacify the nations that have risen up over the ancient sites of geomantic nexuses. Control at least 8 of the following regions, and I'm not going to read through all of these again, but you can see for yourself. quite a few different options here. And then construct 5 of each of the following buildings. Well, it's just the Geomantic Nexus. What you get for this then is the Geomantic Web Restored, Casualty Replenishment Rate buff, Recruit rank increase, Hero and Lord recruit rank +4, and Diplomatic Relations +40 with Lizardmen. I think all that makes good sense. Unity of Spirit here. Turns remaining 1. This is a dilemma. Okay, so this is just going to pop up a dilemma to give you a choice between powerful rewards. So very, again, kind of sticking to the basic theme of the Lizardmen here and Mazda Mundi for this first route. Route 2, the First Decree. The Lizardmen must accomplish the first of the Old One's decrees, the extermination of those races not part of the Great Plan. Mazda Mundi believes it is pointless to divine the next stages until the first is complete. To do so would only invite further error. And okay, here we go. So we have to destroy all of the following factions: Cult of Pleasure, Exiles of Nehek, Slaughterhorn Tribe, the Drowned, and Legion of the Gore Queen. So that's going to take you a little bit of time to get all that done, but it certainly, again, makes sense. I think it's nice and thematic here. Deviation corrected. Succeeding at this will give you income from post-battle loot plus 25%, corruption -2 for all provinces, ward save 5% when fighting against Norska Warriors of Chaos, Chaos Dwarves, and Demons of Chaos, double experience gain for units when fighting against Demons, Warriors of Chaos, and Norska. And then finally, your third route, Purge the Interlopers. Woe to the warm bloods who trespass against us. Feed them to the beasts of the jungle and leave their bones to bleach upon the golden shores of your land. Let them see that it is folly to intrude upon the isthmus. Destroy or vassalize the following factions. We've got Jade Court, Hunt Marshal's Expedition, Bordello Errant, The Awakened, and Thousand Malls. This seems like maybe a little bit less time consuming. It seems like this might be a little bit more accessible. If Lustry is to endure, the Geomantic Web linking, I can't pronounce this very well, Hexwaddle and Itza must be reestablished. Seek an alliance with the Great White Lizard or seize the first city directly, that being Itza. Succeeding at this gives you Sins of a Solar Empire. Very nice play on words there. So growth +30, construction cost -15% for all buildings, control +2, weapon strength +5% when fighting against humans. Lobotomized warm bloods, this is an item, construction cost -25% for all buildings, local region, and 25% construction time for all buildings, and attribute causes fear when fighting against humans. Okay, so again, got a couple of different options here. Nothing stopping you from doing all 3 of them, of course, but this is good because you get some rewards for sort of interim objectives being completed during the course of your overall campaign. So yeah, again, sticking nice and thematic, I think pretty well thought out, giving you some meaningful rewards that are actually worth putting in the effort to try to accomplish these things. I quite like it. And here we have a Belegar Ironhammer campaign. Again, turn 1, we just started. Taking a quick look here at our victory conditions. Again, we have Route 1, Route 2, Route 3, as well as the Domination Campaign victory. Taking a look at these, Route 1, you have win 25 battles and destroy the following factions. What you get out of it is, this is interesting, a Day of Reckoning quest battle, as well as then campaign victory. So here we have a bunch of different options here. Maintain control of the following 3 provinces, either by direct ownership or through vassals and military allies. So we got to conquer some territory here. Destroy following factions. Control the following settlement. Again, I'm not sure what the difference is between these 3 and this one right here. And then finally controlling this following settlement, so right here. So, okay, so I, again, have to dig into this a little bit deeper to find out exactly what the difference is between these 3, this one, and this one. But in any case, so you've got a combination here of holding certain settlements and destroying particular factions. What you get out of it is Siege Master here for Belegar. The Woods Provide, Grey Dwarf Diplomat. And then finally, your third route here is holding Karak 8 Peaks, which is sort of the more traditional objective for a Belegar Ironhammer campaign, and constructing this particular building, reinforced citadel, winning the 8 Peaks Eternal battle, which I'm not sure if this is going to... Okay, it doesn't say that it gets triggered, so I'm not exactly sure how this gets triggered, but I do know this is a good point to mention it. The mod author says that in this mod, he has added a number of quest battles back into the game. Some of them are ones created by CA and included in Warhammers 1 and 2, as well as creating some additional quest battles of his own. And I think this is still very much a work in progress, so I think there are going to continue to be more quest battles added in the future, along with, of course, adding more victory conditions for those legendary lords which do not yet have them. In any case, so accomplishing this particular route would get you Return of the King, which looks to me extremely useful, and Angram's Triumph here, and then as well as a campaign victory. So yeah, lots to choose from here as Belegar Ironhammer. You can go for the classic, just go straight towards Karak 8 Peaks, but you've got some other options here as well. And here we are with Epidemius and taking a look at his victory conditions. We've got Route 1, Reign of the Maggot King. The Tallymen march forth from Nurgle's garden, intent on spreading the Urfather's gifts across the Chaos Wastes. From his palanquin, Epidemius surveys all, taking note of every blossoming growth and rotting corpse and reporting his findings to his pestilent lord. So again, obviously very thematic. Constructing 5 plague pits is what you need to do here, and control at least 5 of the following dark fortresses. And I won't read the whole list, but you can see them all right here. And what you get for that is Countless Contagions, which is a population surplus for newly captured settlements, infections from all buildings, and plague immunity duration of -1 for your enemies. Second route, this is Norska's Reckoning. Epidemius' quill scratches furiously as he watches the Norskin before him slowly succumb to the pus-bloated maggots writhing within his flesh. The results are not at all what he expected. More test subjects are required. So here we have maintained control of the following 8 provinces, and probably all of these provinces are going to be roughly in Norskin territory. It looks like that is indeed the case. So Tales of the Crow is what you get here. Recruitment cost -15% for non-demonic units. Melee defense +5 for non-demonic infantry units. Weapon strength +10% for non-demonic infantry units. And then finally, your third route is the Carnival of Chaos. The Carnival of Chaos... the Carnival of Chaos has come for the realms of the elves. Jubilant demons scream and dance across the lands, afflicting every known disease upon their screaming audience and leaving only rotten bones to tell of their passing. Epidemius follows far behind, for he cares not for the trivialities. He cares only that every plague-ridden corpse is examined and catalogued. Conquer at least 6 of the following regions, etc., etc. Okay, so now we're back. We're now taking a look at Dark Elf territory up here, and of course then High Elf territory down here. So conquering at least 6 of those, so that takes you against either down into Ulthuan or against the Dark Elves up in the northwest. So what you get out of that is Killjoy, control +2 for all characters, infection cost to create a plague faction-wide, and Nurgle corruption in adjacent provinces, plus speed for the faction leader. Carnival Master is a growth in your local province. This is for an item. Attrition +50% casualties suffered from all attrition. This is enemy armies in local province. Control -20 for the enemy local province, and Nurgle corruption +15. And so, yeah, I mean, very flavorful. I think pretty thematic. They make sense, but it's a way to basically give you a lot more replayability for Epidemius. Maybe you want to go after Norska in one campaign. Maybe you want to go after the elves in a different campaign. Or maybe you just want to take the original route of staying up north and trying to take over as many dark fortresses as possible. Of course, they're not really dark fortresses for for Nurgle, but you understand what I mean. So anyway, yeah, pretty interesting stuff here for Epidemius, and across the board, this is what you see from faction to faction, from Legendary Lord to Legendary Lord. A lot of thought put into making some different creative options for each of your Legendary Lords. All right, so Legendary Lore pops up messages such as this one. Here we are. It's the second turn of my Astrogoth campaign. And as you can already see here, there are multiple messages here. So for people who don't like reading, this is probably not going to be the right mod for you. But for people like me who find that Warhammer lore is really quite interesting but have not read the books and are not quite up on everything, this is going to actually be really, really nice. And most importantly for me, is it kind of helps everything feel very immersive. So I'm not going to obviously read all of these out, but I'm going to give you just a really quick example here. This is Master of the Conclave. This is basically Astrogoth talking to a lore master of Hoeth to talk about how he can basically cure the curse that is turning him into stone. And there's a conversation between them. Anyway, it's quite interesting to kind of flesh out the personality of Astrogoth, as well as some of the backstory as to what's going on with him. And then again, you can see some more here. We've got the Sons of Hashut. We've got actually multiple here. So these are the Great Tauruses. This is a little bit of flavor for them, for the Chaos Dwarf Warriors here, for Orc Laborers. So yeah, really good, interesting stuff here to kind of make you feel a little bit more deeply involved in everything that's going on in your campaign. And taking a look at Epidemius here, good old Nurgle. The first time you recruit in a unit like Plague Bearers here, you get the Demons of Chaos Plague Bearers Legendary Lord pop up. And you've got, it looks like 4 paragraphs worth of exposition here, all about the Plague Bearers. And presumably you'll get that for probably more units. Let's put that to the test. Let's find out about a Beast of Nurgle here. Boom! Demons of Chaos, Beasts of Nurgle. So here you go. This is a really good way to learn more depth about each of the different units that you bring into your armies. And here for the Lizard Men, we have some stories from the Solar City. The war hosts are mustered from his pool of tranquility atop the tallest pyramid of Hexawaddle, Lord Mazdamundi, etc., etc., etc. So get some good storytelling to go along beside your campaign here. Children of the Gods, Saurus Warriors. So we did recruit in a couple of Saurus Warriors, so we get this basically description here about the Saurus Warriors. So I'm going to assume that probably all of the different units have this descriptive text, or at least all of the vanilla units. And probably not the buildings, because we did build a couple of buildings here, and I don't see any flavor text associated with them. So there you go, a couple of pretty simple mods that add some value. Now, if you're the type of player who really only plays Warhammer for the strategy and the tactics, and you really don't care too much about the lore, then obviously these mods are not going to appeal to you. But if you do find yourself interested in the lore, in the storytelling aspect of the game, then I think you could probably see why I feel like this really does add quite a bit of value. It's just kind of a way to continuously feel connected to what's going on, instead of turning the game into just a bunch of numbers and a bunch of strategy and tactics. It's a way to just kind of stay within the story that you are really telling for yourself as you play through the campaign. So anyway, please let me know what you think, if any of you have tried these out. I know that some of you actually have, because you have told me already, but in any case, yeah, please feel free to share your own personal experiences. Let me know if you know of any other mods that you think are really crucial to enhancing the immersive experience, and I'd be happy to check those out as well. So in any case, until then, Thank you all so much for watching and listening, and I will see you in the next video.